Uncommon.
In our culture, it's not uncommon for women to marry young.
Gavel.
Unfortunately, my official gavel is in my bedroom, but luckily I have my travel gavel.
Burdensome.
Because I was poor and burdensome, and she disliked me.
Besiege.
His armies coming to besiege us.
Innocence.
I can prove my innocence.
Analyze.
I analyze evidence to solve crimes.
Roughly.
Roughly $5 trillion is traded every day.
Microorganism.
The report notes that microorganisms are the biggest threat to healthy drinking water.
Normalization.
Experts say price volatility is an integral part of economic normalization.
Agnostic.
Waterton was a devout Roman Catholic. Darwin, it was thought, was an agnostic.
Descriptive.
You need to use a range of vocabulary to make your answers more descriptive.
Elevator.
If she's in the elevator, you take the stairs.
Legislate.
My government will legislate in the interests of everyone in our country.
Allure.
I will never understand the allure of comic books.
Large.
He lives in a large house near here.
Thereafter.
Thereafter, Harrison returned to civilian life.
Tranquil.
I am relaxed and tranquil, and I like to live in peace.
Perilous.
Yet the mountain road was perilous.
Magnate.
Before that, I was personal assistant to an oil magnate.
Surf.
These waves are perfect for grown-ups to surf.
Abolish.
It's the amendment to abolish slavery.
Manorial.
Antidote.
You say you have a cure for all, an antidote for everything.
Unity.
Let us act with unity and not division.
Inclusive.
It looks fine. Is this an inclusive tour?
Rhetorician.
As if adopting or imitating the gestures and tones of the most celebrated rhetorician I ever saw.
Trajectory.
They do not have to stay on this trajectory.
Domineer.
It pleased me to domineer over her.
Prow.
We have used steel rivets. Only on the sides. We've iron at the prow and the stern.
Designation.
On July 31st, the United States announced the designation of President Maduro.
Quantification.
But for quantification to work, you have to have an agreement about how to measure things.
Zeal. My work holds no joy, no attraction, no zeal.
Prestigious.
It's the most prestigious award I ever won.
Discredit.
I said it was a story made up by Mr. Pamuk's enemies to discredit him.
Gymnasium.
Most American schools have gymnasiums where students can exercise.
Marital.
In my opinion, he and his wife were dealing with standard marital issues.
Clamber.
Harry clambered onto his Nimbus 2000.
Derive.
The word compass derives from German for claw.
Marginal.
The volume is there is true, but the profit is very, very marginal.
Cunning.
You are one evil, cunning woman.
Gestural.
Spoken and gestural are by their very nature ephemeral.
Respiration.
He has no heartbeat, no respiration, no blood flowing through his heart.
Bale.
Oh, not to worry, donkey dear. There's a new bale of hay out in the back garden.
Concur.
I'm afraid I have to concur with my advisor, Wisdom Haleen.
Gamely.
Discrepancy.
I found a small discrepancy in our numbers.
Touchy.
Steve, I wonder if he's still as touchy as he was in college.
Fugitive.
If he's a fugitive from justice, we should turn him over to the police.
Rapacious.
What would become of the world of debtors if it did not steal a march upon this rapacious class?
Deviate.
We don't deviate from our life plan.
Resist.
I'm trying to resist my true feelings.
Compost.
Ah, what an awful smell. Is that compost? Ugh.
Permanently. Painful things that happen to us permanently leave their mark.
Longitude.
All he knows is his current latitude, longitude, and altitude.
Redress.
Finn, what do we need to redress this situation?
Paradigm.
I believe I would like to alter the paradigm of our relationship.
Facet.
I will collect every facet of the truth.
Unprepared.
They were totally unprepared for the attack.
Infectious.
She was an infectious diseases doctor.
Aureole.
Purposefully.
Edward strode purposefully towards the door.
Newsworthy.
Story became newsworthy.
Real.
Look, here's a copy of my reel. It's got all the commercials that I've been in.
Spatial.
Spatial skills help engineers and builders to think about objects in 3 dimensions.
Intense.
With the intense heat, tigers change their hunting behavior.
Stanchion.
Inference.
They make inferences based on evidence and facts.
Incendiary.
The Air Force will drop incendiary bombs in the facility. Burn the virus out.
Subservient.
She's totally subservient, grooming everyone above her.
Chronological.
And then they're going to tell their story in strict chronological order.
Levity.
Well, I'm glad that the Prime Minister finds time for levity.
Pour.
Steam opens up my pores.
Regale.
Your father has been regaling me with stories of his youth.
Overnight.
Thanks for staying overnight with us.
Jest.
The story is a jest.
Diabolical.
It was all so diabolical and it went deep.
Celestial.
But the sun isn't the only UV-producing celestial body.
Bruise.
She had several bruises on her arm.
Deadlock.
6-6, which means I must break the deadlock.
Wisecrack.
And don't even start, Missy, with all of your wisecracks.
Vacillate.
We're all vacillating between these different feelings and emotions.
Relegate.
She was then relegated to the role of assistant.
Miscreant.
Go on, do your job. Take care of those miscreants.
Domain.
The kitchen is my domain. That was our deal.
Sedimentary.
Second, those rocks must be sedimentary rocks.
Meticulous.
He was meticulous in his attention to detail.
Quirk.
I like you for who you are. Quirks and all.
Surmise.
We surmise that Miss Turner and the McCarthy boy are friends.
Laughter.
A burst of laughter filled the hall.
Epitaph.
When he died in 184 BCE, he apparently wrote his own epitaph.
Briskness.
The process moves along with businesslike briskness.
Impermanent.
After we die, we have to find a new place to live. It's impermanent, it's just temporary.
Laborious.
Dyeing wool was difficult, laborious, and extremely expensive.
Conspirator.
We must be conspirators and deceive both Scarlett and Mr. Wilkes.
Coinage.
Now, though, Apple will allow iOS developers to support the use of certain cyber coinage.
Coercive.
Hopefully, these kind of coercive policies are a thing of the past.
Jurisprudence.
There's entire sections of jurisprudence based on crimes of passion.
Strain.
These are difficult times. They put a strain on us all.
Idiosyncrasy.
Every village has its idiosyncrasy, its constitution, often its own code of morality.
Mannered.
She even went out of her way to be bad-mannered to them.